Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Harihi Om.
That which we call the outer world is perfect. This which we call the inner world is perfect. Each one filled with divine consciousness. Perfect comes from perfect. Take perfect from perfect. The remainder is perfect. Divine consciousness is non-dual. Anything that emerges from the divine consciousness is whole, is complete, is Purna. May peace and peace and peace be everywhere. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate.
Hi, Shrija and Akash.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Hi, Shrija.
Hi. So, hey friends, I'm here with Dr. Trupti Jain and Akash, and I have been with Dr. Trupti Jain for almost now 1 decade, and I have witnessed so many lives change. And I would not just say change, but I would say so many lives going back to their, rightful owners, like a reclaiming of life happening in our past life regression therapy sessions with the guidance and mentoring of Dr. Trupti Jain. I have also changed personally from a skeptic to a propounder and now a therapist in PLR, along with Akash and so many others. And so many thanks to Dr. Trupti Jain for having changed so many lives in these decades. Today, I welcome you to Purnamadah series. This is a real life stories and real insights of people who have experienced past life regression therapy with Dr. Trupti Jain. We have been across India over the past 10 years. We've been doing so many retreats in the Himachal Pradesh and Uttaranchal, especially in Rishikesh. And so many therapists and people have experienced this beautiful therapy, which I would say is a blend of psychotherapy and hypnotherapy along with spiritual science. So I can possibly say with Dr. Trupti Jain's permission that this is more towards the metaphysical journey that a person takes, through life and beyond life, as you would put it. So what would you say, ma'am? Is it a blend of various therapies, that past life regression therapy?
I think you're right. It
Could you
is like a
comment?
metaphysical science, but it's really beyond the person. We are so stuck with the person that to heal a person, you have to go beyond that, right? So I'd call it more like a
Absolutely.
transpersonal, a psychosynthetic kind of science, you know. And like you rightly said, it's a
Beautiful.
science. It's not
Right.
something that you're going to, kind of reject, because we've seen healings, like you rightly said, in
Absolutely.
our work. So
Yes,
it's
yes.
got a scientific basis, you know. And I think through these series, what we are trying to portray and let people know is that, of course, you have a body and you have a mind, which is very limited. So to enter that
Right.
limitless space, you need a soul, and the existence of a soul or
Absolutely.
consciousness is something that all these wonderful people who are coming on our show are going to depict. So that is what's more
Absolutely.
important, Shrija.
Absolutely. And here we have real people talking about real stories, something that we cannot even comprehend what they have been through and what they have overcome and probably still overcoming.
Absolutely.
So I think today is one such day that we're going to hear a meltdown story of massive change, of overcoming, of from Akash, and she was one of our participants in Rishikesh. And now she is herself an intuitive healer, a reader, a past life therapist, and a counselor, hailing from Faridabad. She is doing some wonderful work with her own clients. And I am so grateful and honored to be here witnessing such amazing story, that you are also going to hear now from Akash and Dr. Trupti Jain. Dr. Trupti Jain is a clinical psychologist, an occupational therapist, and a transformational life coach. With her wisdom and dedication and love, she has transformed the lives of thousands. To be precise, she's touched the lives of over 7,000 people across the 20 years. And today, she will have a soulful conversation with Akash. And, Akash will be sharing her epiphanies, her cathartic moments, her moments of realization, and the massive change that she herself underwent with us. So I cannot wait to hear, the conversation unfolding from Akash and Dr. Trupti Jain. Waiting for it. Over to you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, Shrija. Thank you, Shrija, and grateful, Akash, that you are our guest today. And
Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Shrija.
so, Akash, let's start at the beginning. You know, before you became a past life therapist or you got into the spiritual seeking, how was your life?
Yeah. Yeah, ma'am. I was uh, I was doing meditation from my college times. So I saw my father meditating. So I started pranayam and started meditation. And one day when I was doing after pranayam, I was doing shavash, and I was totally lost. Uh, I didn't remember how much time I was just lying down. After then, when I wake up, I just found something happened, but I didn't find it what has actually has happened. So I was lost somewhere. So that was actually that gave me that triggers the meditation, and I made it regular then. So I just find out what is this and where I am. I am going to lost in that time.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And then after that,
So
how did life turn out? Did you get married? Do you have children? What is it?
yeah, ma'am. After marriage, I have two sons. I'm blessed with two sons, Naman and Shaurya. So life is very much in a comfortable zone, and we are happily living. Everything
Yes.
was so perfect and cool. Enjoying the life. Yeah, it was
So life is
totally.
so life is like just like a normal person, right?
Yeah,
You're
yeah, yes,
married,
ma'am.
two sons, and
Yeah,
you were at
busy in the
home
family. Yeah,
in the family.
yeah.
Also, I remember, Akash, once you told me that at one point you used to dance also.
Yeah, ma'am. I did my master's in classical dance Kathak. So Punjabi University Patiala.
Ah,
So those were the amazing moments. I spent 3 years in the BA and 2 years MA. So
wow.
all those 5 years, we were always on the trips, and we are performing everywhere in India, abroad also we performed.
Yeah.
as a dancer, classical dancer, and that was a different life. I think I was a different person at that time,
Yes,
actually.
that's so true. And then, when life goes
Yeah,
smoothly, you don't expect any obstacle or difficulty to come, right, Akash? That's how
right,
life is.
right,
You
right, ma'am.
just get caught
Yeah,
up
ma'am.
in the mundane and regular stuff with children, school, and studies and
Yeah,
tuitions and
yes,
all that, right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
then God had another plan for you, right, Akash?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Would you like to share
Yeah.
how your life changed? I think change is a very mild word. I think how your life just went through a complete transformation.
Yeah, ma'am. I just wanted to mention here that after marriage, I had migraine problem.
Uh-huh.
So I went to the Patanjali Yoga for that treatment, and there I took the Yoga Nidra classes sessions. And
Okay.
in those sessions, some visuals are there uh, appeared in front of me. So
Mm.
I was so much excited to know what is this actually.
Ah.
So doctor told me maybe these are the your past life visuals. So I
Mhm.
laughed at that time.
Ah.
So how it is possible?
Ah.
So maybe this is my imagination. So that
Yeah.
was it. So we came back, and after that, when your show, I saw your show, Raj Pichle Janam Ka.
Yeah.
So that time I connect those things with that show. Maybe that was the my past life scenes. So
Ah.
I never missed an episode. I watched your whole show actually, but I never thought at that time that one day I will beat you and one day I will learn all these things.
Right.
Never, never. Yeah.
So
So
God's plan was going to unfold slowly.
yeah, ma'am.
So
Yeah,
what
what
happened?
happened
What
one day?
happened?
Yeah, yeah, my eldest son Naman, uh, he met with an accident, and
Oh,
it was uh, it was a major accident.
कितने साल
Uh,
का था नमन तब? How old was he?
Ma'am, he was 16. 16, ma'am. He was 16.
Yeah.
So he had a brain injury. So he operated on the brain, and brain surgery has been done at that time. So many things happened at that time. Life changed totally, ma'am. Uh, it's just like hell. Life, I can say that, just like hell. We are always praying, 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 visiting here and there. That maybe there is some miracle and we can save
Survived.
him.
Ah,
But there is something else. God has some other plans, and we lost him.
you lost him. Yeah.
Yeah,
It must have been the most saddest moment, obviously, of the for the life, for your parents, for you, your husband, your second son. Something that you don't expect, and things happen. Um, life just life seems so cruel, no, Akash?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We
Yeah.
never think this in our dreams. It just happened to us.
Yes.
So
Yes.
always after that, it is like the questions are arising in my mind. Why we are living?
Yeah.
Why we are living actually? So my husband and I always thinking for whom we have to live now. He was my elder son, and
Yes.
we are very much attached with our elder kid. So it's
Yes.
okay. So I was, we never imagined this will happen to us. So there is a question: why us? Why this happened to us? Why he left? Where he has gone? So many questions are arising in my mind. That that was the worst phase I can say of my life. So
Would you like to elaborate a little bit on the emotional uh, feelings that you all went through, you, your husband, your second son, thoughts that came to you, when you lose somebody, especially a child, parents go
yes,
through
ma'am.
some tremendous emotional catharsis and pain
Yes,
and
ma'am.
lack. Would you like to elaborate a little bit on that grief that you went through?
Yes, ma'am.
If you want to, yeah.
What happened? My husband is a different kind of person. He is crying all time, night, day, and it is really very much difficult to handle him at that times. And I was in the different zone. I was not crying that much. Actually, I'm not that person who cries in front of everybody.
Hmm.
So I was in a different zone. I am not believing on this at that time.
Yes,
I'm saying where ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता. Where he has gone, he can't leave me like this.
yes,
So I just wanted to find out where he has gone. I just wanted to meet him once. I wanted to ask him. So why this has happened to us?
yes.
So many questions, and I was always in the thought process, always talking in my mind. Always some thoughts are coming in my mind. I start staying silent. So it was actually very difficult times. We didn't even stay at homes in the evenings.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, in the evening when my husband came from the office, so we used to go out so that maybe we are scared of ourselves. We, if we live alone in the house, maybe we do something to ourselves.
oh,
या
yes,
कुछ क्या होगा हमारी लाइफ का. So these are the very scary thoughts at that time coming to us. So many times we talk both with each other that let's quit the life. But those were the moments came in our life. But those were very difficult moments. Then we saw our younger son. Then what will happen to him? How he will survive? So all these questions are going on. We go out in the evenings. Sometimes we sit in the movie theaters, and we didn't know what we watched. We never which movie is going on. We just go in the crowd. We wanted to stay in the crowd. We go in the crowd. We spend time. We came back, and we have our sleeping pills, and we go to sleep. So that's what the pattern for 3 4 months. So that was going on. It is really very difficult. I was very much confused how I have to handle now the life, how I have to handle my husband. He left everything, his business and everything, and we both are totally on the beds. Like I have so much body pains, ma, at that time
yeah,
in
yeah,
my foot, in my arms, and whole my body, and whatever I am doing the household in the kitchen, it looks like now I am doing forcefully everything,
yeah.
very forcefully. Yeah, I have. So it is very difficult at time. So this all has gone at that
Yes,
time.
yes, Akash. I know it must be very difficult. I think something like this you can't overcome that easily. And maybe you don't overcome it completely even in your life. But
Yeah.
still, you
Yes,
have to
ma'am.
keep moving on. Shrija, there are 5 stages of grief.
Okay.
Elizabeth Kubler-Ross has said. The first stage is denial. When you deny
Which is
this
what
can
she's
happen
saying,
to
like,
you, yeah, which is what she's saying. With Akash is sharing with
Mhm,
us that how can this happen to me. And then the
mhm,
second stage is they tend to isolate. We tend to isolate, like she said about going
mhm,
to a movie theater and coming back home and taking a sleeping pill and just going to sleep, and thinking
mhm.
that, oh my god, we should do something to ourselves, because we can't go on living like this. That's a very
Right.
difficult stage of life when you isolate
Mhm,
from any interaction, and that's
right.
the time when you must interact. But the grief is
Mhm,
so overpowering that it's
Yes.
difficult to interact. And then there's anger, like she said, why me? Like, why this has happened with me? So she went through
mhm.
that phase of anger, and I'm sure so many of you watching this series and Akash's story are going to identify with this phase of anger. And then you have a phase of bargaining, okay, let me do this. So, Akash, did you go through
Yeah.
that phase of trying to bargain with God that,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah,
Uh,
tell
What?
us.
what I did, I was very much angry with the God, and I removed all the temple from my house. I removed all the photographs of the God, whatever I have removed everything. And I said, if this has been happened to a small kid, 16 years old kid, so where is he? We prayed a lot, but we can't save him. So that guilt is also in us that we can't save him. Maybe we have done this or that. So many things we are thinking at that time. So there is so much guilt in us. There is so much anger in us. Uh, So my brother, he supported me a lot. He told me, "Don't do this. Maybe God wanted something else. Don't remove all these things." I said, "No, I don't want to see these photographs again. I don't want to see these statues again." And I don't have those things now at my home now.
Yeah. So you can
Yeah,
imagine that the very God that gave you the baby,
yeah,
to nurture, that same God took it away, took him away, and that obviously leads to so much of anger. And then
yeah,
there's also a phase where you go to where you become depressed. Like her husband, Akash, your husband was crying so much, his business
yeah,
suffered, and you
yes,
also went through, so much of depression. Uh,
yeah.
what was the impact of all this for your son, your younger son? Can you tell us?
Yes, ma'am. He suddenly grows up. I saw him. He was very naughty,
Mm.
and he was like a toy in our home. He makes us laugh a lot. So he was a funny guy. But now he has changed totally. He became
Yeah.
silent. He's a serious boy now, and
Mm.
he saw all these things.
Yes.
At that time, he is hardly, I think, 9 or 10 years old.
Yes. Yes.
So it is very difficult for him also.
Yeah, it's actually very
Yeah,
difficult for a sibling also of this
All
age,
time.
10
Yeah.
years.
yeah. He was asking me कि भैया कहाँ चला गया ऐसे कैसे होता है मम्मा. So there are no answers. He saw himself everything we are doing whatever.
Yeah.
So I was actually at that time worried about him also. So actually he never cried. I saw him never crying. So so sometimes my friends and other people told me that he should cry, you should talk to her, you should talk to him. I tried talking to him, but he never cried. And one day his friend, uh, he cried in front of his friends,
Oh.
and he told, नहीं मैं घर जाऊंगा तो if I will cry then mama papa cry. So I don't want to make them more cry.
Oh,
So uh, he do many stupid things just to make us laugh. He suddenly grows up. Yeah, I
I
can
know
say.
I think that's
oh,
really what happens to other children, when you have
Yeah, ma.
tragedy in your house. Yeah. And then,
Yes.
of course, Shrija and Akash, there is a phase when you have to accept that,
Yeah.
he's not going to come
yeah.
back,
After the
and that
bargainings are
and then
over.
the bargaining and
Mm.
the kind of depression, you have a phase of
Yeah.
acceptance, the fifth phase of acceptance. And that takes a
Mm,
lot of time,
yeah.
and that's when you
Mm,
need to reach out for some healing, something which can give you some
mm.
answers. And I think Akash was so
Yes.
brave that she reached out. Akash, after how long did you think of doing some healing or getting some answers after the death of your
Yeah,
son?
ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. It's almost 1.5 month has passed.
Okay.
So I started getting messages.
Okay.
So I was so confused. What is happening now to this to me? Because I was not accepting that he is not more with me. So
Hmm.
he started sending me messages. I am not getting. So one day I was standing in my balcony and hanging the clothes. So it was a tremendous pressure on me that must sit for the meditation, must sit for the meditation. I was very much, it was around afternoon time, 12 o'clock. So I don't know what happened. I left reading and he told me something I'm not getting. So I was just started crying at that time. So I'm crying and now. Maybe he sensed or no, it is not working. Then another thought came in me suddenly, take pen and paper. So I took the pen and paper and I don't know what I am writing, but I am writing at that time.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know. So a few numbers. I have written a few numbers. He has given me few numbers. So after that, he told me, I will be back. Don't worry. So then I came out from the meditation. I saw what are these numbers? Now the question is how to decode these numbers. What is the meaning of these numbers?
Hmm.
So then again, a few days again, I was in the kitchen and it's the morning time, breakfast time. So again a thought came in me. I was at that time, it was like seashore, 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 go and seashore.
Okay.
So it was, I was in very much in panic, came in very much panic. What happened? I
Hmm.
told my husband, go and see shore, shore
Hmm.
and to the park, for the cricket. So my husband saying nothing will happen, he will come back. No, I said no, you just go and see what happened to him. So
Uh,
he just he went and he saw that his friends are with Shaurya, and Shaurya stuck a ball on his head, and his
oh.
specs have also broken. Yeah, and
Oh.
he got here some injury, and that is again the proof that there is something. So I sense there is something. He wants to connect with me, but now I wanted to know the proper method, how I can see him, how I can talk to him. So I started then reading on the Google.
Okay.
Now I have to find out someone who can help me.
Hmm.
So I read about Soul Journey. I find just I scrolling one day, and there is an your name appeared, ma'am, on the page, Dr.
Okay.
Tripti Jain. So
Okay.
it was very, yeah, I was very much surprised at that time. अरे ये तो मैंने आज पिछले जन्म का I have seen that. Why I have not till now I have not connected to the man. So I just called up, and that time in the evening time, I just remember till now. So sir took the call, and
Okay.
yeah, so sir said what happened. I narrate all the things to sir, and sir said कि मैम तो नहीं है अभी, you can call tomorrow. So
Um,
I said okay. So next day again in the afternoon, I called you, and thankfully we connected, and you told me, I narrated you all. You told me, beta, इस केस में we can't do past life so early. So you have to wait for 6 months. After 6 months, we can go for this.
yeah.
So yeah, that is the. I took that, took your number, or after that continuously I was texting you. I know this is happening now with me. This is happening now with me. What I have to do, and it is very much. I think I am grateful to you, Ma. You never ignored my text. You always respond. You always said, Akash, do this, it's okay, it's all right. You always replied. So I am really very grateful to you for that.
Thank you, Akash.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Ah,
So, Shrija, it's so interesting that
Yes.
um, when you are not in the manifest world, like this world is tangible, right? It's made up of five
mm,
senses, five elements, etc. And when
yeah.
you pass away, like Akash connected to her son, yeah, you can still
Right.
connect. And I think that is such a beautiful, what should I say? It's a beautiful feeling to know that the soul is not dead.
Yes, yes,
That
very
Yes,
that
true.
I
person,
truly believe it. I
Yeah,
truly,
very
literally,
true.
I'm getting the goosebumps as I'm
yeah,
hearing what
Yeah,
Akash shared. And
Amazing.
And I can absolutely say that she's in not, imagining things. It is absolutely true as we saw the journey
Yeah, yes.
unfold. Yes,
It is just a change of frequency, Shrija. That
yes,
soul has just changed from a very stula, gross frequency, the lower frequency, to a higher frequency. That's all. But the
that's all.
communication, and Akash, also we should know how the communication came to you, Akash. Was it a voice? Was it a thought? Was it a feeling? Was it an idea? How did he communicate to you?
Initially, ma'am, initially it was thoughts.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Came like thoughts.
Hmm.
And one day I remember someone passed away. I went to after 3 months. Me and my husband, we went to that place. And while we are coming back, I remembering all him, all those things, and I was crying all the way. And suddenly I felt that somebody hold my shoulders from the
Ah.
back. It was so strong feeling. I stopped crying and I'm looking at the back. Who is there? No one is there. Then I said, it's Naman. So it is so beautiful feeling at that time. So I always feel him around. Whenever I feel, whenever I'm very sad or disturbed, so some or other way, I find a message. Sometimes it's on the, sometimes one day it happened. I in the morning when I wake up, I just pick up my phone, and it was on the status. It's somebody's status. It was good morning, Naman. It was written Naman.
Oh my God.
So I clicked.
Oh
Yeah, I
my
clicked the
God.
picture also. So it is very amazing. So one day, so many things, ma'am, happened with me. Very beautiful messages, thoughts, and we have gone out for some outing. I remember. So there, as we entered in the hotel in the room, so a beautiful butterfly came and sat on the wall. So I was. It strikes to within a few seconds. It strikes me. It is a message. So after some time, till we stayed in the room, it was there, and when we go out, it disappeared. And in that area, we stayed 3 4 days. There is no butterfly.
Ah.
Yeah, there is no butterflies. Even one of my friend is also with me. I told him, so I told her, she is also saying me, yes, there is no butterfly in this area. From where that come? So these are the beautiful messages I am
Signs and
getting.
messages that come to us, Shrija,
Yeah,
right? So,
Absolutely. I
that's
would
how
say that's,
souls
yeah,
communicate to us, right? Through symbols,
yes,
through numbers. Many people get a
yeah,
particular number flashing on their phone, names.
yes,
yeah,
Sometimes you're thinking of something and the answer is not coming to you, and suddenly, the soul will communicate an answer to you. It can
yes, ma'am.
be, so these are the
yes.
things that
And
prove
no
to us.
amount of logic can,
Absolutely.
explain these synergies that happen.
Yes.
Like, no amount of logic that you give, it can
Yeah,
explain it. Right.
absolutely.
And so Akash slowly was being guided actually by her son. He left the physical body,
Yes,
but his spirit, his soul was
yeah,
guiding Akash at every step, because it's important to understand that people who go away are concerned about us who are still on this earth plane.
Absolutely.
They want
Right.
that we should be at peace, we should be not crying, we should move on in our lives, and they will communicate to us because that's the purpose of these souls, right? They know very well that, when we are upset, they know that there are so many movies and stories that tell us that they actually say, don't get upset, I'm still there, and they want us
yeah,
to
ma'am.
believe that they
Yeah,
are there. That belief is so
mm,
beautiful, and I'm so
Obviously.
glad,
yeah.
Akash. So how did we meet then? I think we met after 6 months, Akash.
Yeah, ma'am. Then in June we met, and for the session. you
Oh,
called me for the session. So yeah, in June, uh, in the morning, I came to you for the session for my husband.
okay.
So because I wanted, yeah, I wanted because he was crying every time.
It was
So I
very
wanted
upset.
to, you just see him. He is happy because I am getting the messages. I am getting the messages. I am happy, mama. Don't worry, I am happy, mama. And I am feeling him with me. So I told him, you just go for the session. So we decided he will take the session.
Ah,
And when we came to you and we narrate you everything, and I told you I'm getting this kind of messages and this. I'm speaking to you, and he was sitting very silently and listening everything. So you suggested that you are the person who has to take the session. He is not the right person. You are already opened.
yeah.
So this has happened. He agreed, and he said it's okay. You
So
just
this is the key. I
because
would
he
just like to,
also,
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, Shrija, go
yeah,
on.
this I would like to point out for a lot of people who question us about past life. This is the key that when you are grieving, you can't get into this therapy mode. So you need to be out of the grieving and you
yeah,
need to be more accepting and willing. Only then the shift can happen, as
yeah,
we have seen in Akash.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
so
so,
please
so
move
I,
on.
I, I
Yes,
want to add to that, Shrija, what you just said, that a lot
yes,
of people call me and say that,
yes,
death has happened just a month ago, 15 days ago, and then we want to come for some answers. And that's why I
yes,
explained the 5 stages of grief. When you are
right,
angry, you are isolating yourself, you're withdrawn, you're bargaining, that's not the
yeah,
time that a session can be done, because you will not be able to connect
absolutely.
with that frequency, because the soul is at a completely different frequency. They're not going to connect to you. Okay, but when you, like
yeah,
in Akash's case, when she was meditating, she got messages. When she was
Hmm.
cooking is
Yeah,
also a
yeah,
kind of meditation, remember. Okay, so when you
right.
are in a meditative state, meditation does not only mean sitting with your eyes closed. Yeah, when you're
yeah,
taking
ma'am.
a bath,
Sure, yeah,
you're in a state of
absolutely.
meditation.
Yeah,
When you are cooking, you're in a state of meditation. So when your conscious mind is kind of relaxed, that's when the messages, because your frequencies become different, and that's when they connect to
Absolutely.
you. So I think it's important to understand, for people who've lost their loved ones and who want to do past life sessions, it's important to wait for at least 6 to 9 months, because
yeah,
this
Hmm.
period of grieving will be over,
Hmm.
and then the last stage of acceptance will start coming to you. So this session will
Hmm.
actually help you. And
yes,
that's what happened with Akash when she came 6 months later. So Akash, would you like
Yeah.
to share about the session, because that would be interesting for people to hear?
yes, ma'am. So in the session, I saw myself a South Indian lady. Uh, Age was 40, 45, and I saw the house, my husband, and one daughter I have at the time. And my daughter was 5 years old, five or seven. So in that session, I saw there is an argument. Argument is going on in between me and my husband, and he was in so much anger. He picked something and hit me on the head, and I just died at that place. And I actually remember very clearly at this time also a pool of blood. My body is lying over the floor. So my daughter is standing over there and seeing it. And then I saw my funeral. People are taking me for my funeral. I went behind. I saw everything. I came back as a soul, and my daughter now is sitting in the stairs and crying. And I just wanted to hold her in my arms, but I am unable to hold her. So at that moment, I realized I was not in a physical body. I am as a soul. I tried to hold her, but not able to do. So for them, in that lifetime, I saw myself 7 years. I stayed in the same house, and just I don't want to go to left her alone.
Ah, right.
So I
Hmm.
was so attached to her. So then I find out one day, so my daughter, she fell ill.
Okay.
So at 2 years, till 2 years, she was on the bed, and some stomach problem is there. My that husband is taking care of her, and there is a bond in between father and daughter also. So he loves her a lot, and she loves her too.
Right.
So one day I clearly remember I was standing in the uh, end of the bed, and she was lying down, and suddenly mm, she I say wake up, and she hold the hand of his father, and she said that she smiled. I still remember the smile also. She smiled, and then she passed away at that moment.
Right.
And at that time she was 16, 14. And when you said that recognize the soul, then I recognized him as my son, Naman.
Oh, right.
Yeah, yeah. So he is with me in that lifetime as my daughter, and in this lifetime he is with me as my son. We separate in each lifetime at this age.
Mm.
Initially, I left, and he suffered, she suffered, and now he left, and I alone.
So,
Right.
how difficult was it to accept once the session was over? Whatever
Yeah,
information came
ma'am.
to you. Mm.
Yes. So, as we discussed, then you said that it is a Ayu karma. So, it is a Ayu karma of the soul that he is living in that lifetime. He left at the age of 14 and now 16. Soul is tied up in the Ayu karma. I was not that much convinced at that time. Ma. Actually, it is not acceptable at that time. What kind of Ayu karma? But because we are not that much intelligent to know what is this, what is this Ayu karma, and why this happened to me. So then I think my search is on. I was not convinced, so I wanted to know more. See, this is not the end. So this is not the reason.
Yes.
So yeah. So after that, again I was texting you also, coming back after coming back.
Yeah.
What is Ayu karma and what is that?
Yeah.
Why this happened to the body? Then again tension I take. I started taking. If this is Ayu karma, then how many lifetimes we suffer in like this?
Correct.
So this question again came in my mind, and I thought I have to go for more past life sessions. So when we then you suggested me at that time to join the workshop because you said you are getting messages, you are very intuitive, you can help people. So why can't you do the
Oh,
workshop? Come and see how it happens. So I asked my husband. My husband never said me no. He always supported me. So he said, "It's okay, go ahead.
mm.
Just see," because he also wanted to know the answers. So he said,
Yes.
"Okay, go ahead." So I went for the that workshop in Delhi. So the workshop it was amazing. I got the amazing experiences over there. In that workshop, I didn't connect my son Naman, but different things have come up to me about my younger son. In some those are the group sessions, but still I'm
Yes.
getting the things. So more clarity came to me, and remember at that time uh, I took that paper where I written the digits numbers when I received from him first time.
Okay.
So yeah, I showed you that,
Mm.
Ma, these are the numbers I received. Now you just let me know what is the meaning of these numbers.
Mm.
And you just counted these numbers and calculated, and you told me this that was his birth date, 10.
Yeah.
So you said it is a new journey.
Mm.
So I was thinking, what
Mm.
kind of new journey it is?
Correct.
What is a new start it is? But
Mm.
now I got. that is a new start for me. So that was the
Yeah.
message from him.
Yes.
You have, yeah.
Wow.
So,
Amazing, amazing.
Amazing. So,
yeah.
Shrija, it's important to understand Ayu Karma, right? What is Ayu
Mm,
Karma? Like Akash got some answers, and she says something very beautiful that in that lifetime, she passed away before the child. This lifetime, the
mm,
child has gone before her. And so the
Yeah.
learning, the different
mm,
Yes, ma'am.
experiences that we have, right? Sometimes we leave and somebody else has to have the experience of grief and loss and how to cope with it, because coping itself is a huge lesson. How to deal with grief
mm.
is also a very big lesson that we have to learn.
Very
And
good.
it
Yeah.
sounds very cruel that we have to learn it like this, but
Yeah.
this is also a way that we learn our lessons. And Ayu Karma is like in many lifetimes, sometimes we pass at a particular age, close in time to that age. And in the next lifetime, in a future lifetime also,
Mm,
when that age comes around, the trigger of that previous death experience
okay.
or the age again begins to spiral. And then some incident
Mm,
happens where the death again takes place. Right? So now I can't tell you
mm,
how many lifetimes that person will die at that age. That's difficult to say. But
Yeah. Yes.
something will be triggering. Like maybe if I have to ask Akash about the accident, maybe she was not comfortable when her son would be sitting on a bike. Maybe she would feel that something
Yeah.
will happen. She would always careful. She would possibly tell the son a couple of times and that be careful. Like if you're sitting in
Yeah,
the,
ma'am.
yeah, would you?
Yes, yes. Yeah. On that day also, I told him. Uh, actually, it was also another story. My husband never uh, used bike.
Okay.
He always used car. So on that day same, he went in the car, but it was a Sunday, I think. He went in the car. Yes, it was a Sunday. He went in the car, and on the roundabout, it is hardly half kilometers. He came back.
Hmm.
He said bike बहुत दिनों से खड़ी है, I have not drove it. So I think today I will drive bike.
Ah.
So I said, it's okay. As he wanted to go, and my son, who is doing his holiday homework, it's the December winter break. So he was doing the holiday homework. He suddenly jumped, Papa, I will also come with you.
Right.
So, yeah, his birthday was approaching. His birthday was on 10th Jan, and that was 34th Jan. So he said, ki, I will go and buy for return gifts for my birthday. So my husband, I told him, don't go on bike.
Hmm.
It's okay. You just stay home. Papa will come back in the evening. We will go and we will
Hmm.
get the return gifts. It's a few days are left now. He said, no, no, no. I will go. I will go.
Yeah.
And both of them they went. And
And this happened. Hmm.
yeah, and this happened.
So it's important to understand, this is very important, that death is predestined.
Yes, ma'am.
When the जिसको कहते हैं काल, when the time comes, whatever you may feel, because we have guilt, right? Wish I had not
Yeah.
taken the bike. I mean,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
crying because of
This was
that.
always so many
Yeah,
times it comes in mind. Yes.
but
Mm.
it had to happen. It's got Nobody is to blame for something like this. Is important to understand. Nobody is to blame. It's just that the Ayu karma gets active
Yeah.
and it just materializes, it just begins to manifest. That's all. So it's
Yeah.
important, this acceptance phase, Johanna, that takes a lot of time, Akash. But
Yeah.
we want to know how the transformation has taken place once you experience past life. How did you come for the training? And now you are yourself doing past life therapy on others. And
and yeah,
this is so, it's so heartwarming, really.
it is indeed.
I mean,
And
I can
with
only,
us in advanced training as well.
yes, she did the
She was
advanced.
there with us throughout. Yes.
Yes. She
Yeah,
is
ma'am.
I can only say that Akash is an inspiration for all of us, because
Right.
such a trauma can come to anybody's life, and when we see this happening, I only have tears in my eyes because it's
Same here.
so amazing.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So,
So
Akash,
my
tell us about your transformation from your session to now doing sessions on others.
Yeah, ma'am. So after that, my search is not ended. I wanted to know now what will happen to him if he is living like this for a few years, how this will work, and unnecessary so many things are going in my mind. I wanted to know each and everything. So one day, post that, one of my friend gave me the book. I think Law of Spiritual Souls. I
Law
think
of
I like
spiritual world.
Yeah,
Kushi Dil
word.
Show.
Yes,
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So I read that, and at that time I came to know that whatever I am doing, it is called automatic writing. So I was not aware about
Hmm.
that.
yes,
This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
called
Auto
automatic
writing.
writing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Khushi's
then
son
my
made her do
journey.
that.
yes, absolutely. And see, same
Yeah.
happens to Akash.
The
Yeah,
same thing with
the
you.
auto
Yes.
Yeah.
writing. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
and then
So my husband, I asked my husband that the training is in the December. I want, should I go for the training? So now he started also taking interest a little bit. He said, I told him, why don't you go for the workshop and why don't you experience the things?
mm,
So under se man se he also wanted to do.
yeah,
He said, okay, I will go for the workshop.
mm,
So he also attended Mass
yeah,
two-day
today
workshop.
workshop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
came back.
yeah.
Yeah,
So, yes. So he came back. He was very quiet. I was asking him what happened. How was the workshop? He said, I didn't connect in any past life. I said, it's okay. If you didn't connect, it's okay. It is not necessary for everyone to connect. So, in spite of that, what you have, he said, yeah, there is another angle to see the life that I
Hmm.
experienced.
mm,
So that thing came in his mind. So he said, no, no, you just go for the training. So I said, how sure I will stay at home alone? How
yeah,
you will both of you manage if I will go? Yeah, so my son, he said, no, Mama, you go, we will manage.
mm,
So he is very brave. He is small, but he is very brave.
yeah. Yes, he is. He is.
So yeah, yes, he cooks also now. So he said, I will do everything for Papa. You don't worry.
Amazing.
So I think it's okay. Then, as I was very much dependent on my husband after marriage. Before marriage, I was very much independent girl. But after that, these things
Correct.
happened with us, I think. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking how I will go to Rishikesh alone, and he said, "Okay, I will drop you." He said, "No, no, no, you will go and then you come back alone. I don't want to." So he said, "Then." So he said, "Okay, ऐसा करते हैं, I will book a ticket for you. You go by air." So then again, I was thinking, then Dehradun to Rishikesh, how I will manage? I don't know where is the ashram and how. You just have courage and you just go. So I went. It is nothing happened. No obstacle come. I easily reached ashram.
Correct.
So when I reached, yeah, I reached ashram, and but my health was not at that time uh, in a good condition.
Mm,
So it is very difficult for me to sit on the chair for long hours. And sometimes I sit on the chair, sometimes I sit on the floor. Some doing so many things, so having so much pains in the body. So there also, Ma has done a session with me. So that was also a nice session. Everything is in the training. I learned a lot, but I released a lot.
mm,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
We all are a
yeah,
witness to it.
yes, we will be
yeah.
there.
The
Mm,
healing has been done over there.
mm,
So after that, I studied a lot about this after coming back from there. So passed the exam and all that, and then now it came in my mind. Still, my question is there: how uh, he will do these short lives? How he will overcome from this? This is not going from my mind. So
Yeah.
this was always there. So when I went for the advanced training, masters, so there, one of my fellow friends, she did a fellow therapist. She did a session on me, and I received beautiful answers over there. So this was the last lifetime, and he appeared in front of me. He confessed. He told me, "I am your master guide. I came in your life to turn you to on this path. That was my
Wow.
purpose of life." So all answers I got over there,
How
and
beautiful.
Beautiful.
yeah,
Your
Beautiful.
master guide, and he's guiding
and
you.
Yeah, absolutely
after
have
yeah,
goosebumps.
This is the purpose of your life, the true purpose of your life. You know,
yes,
we have many purposes. As a mother, we raise children.
yes,
We are also have duty towards our parents, and we work and we earn money. But what is the ultimate purpose of a soul that we are?
yeah,
Yeah, the ultimate purpose is to gain more and more experience and to move in the spiritual journey forward. And all these obstacles and difficulties happen so that we can move forward in this journey. If life has no obstacles or difficulties, then life is going to be only having a single taste. And I think
yeah,
we'll get bored of a single taste, right? So it's
yeah.
Yes.
important for life to have these different tastes. So that's important, right? And there's nothing to grieve. I think Akash, you've understood that today, right?
Yeah,
There's
man.
nothing to grieve
Now
about.
I understood.
I'm
Yeah, now I
sure,
understood.
like in logotherapy, they say it took a lot out of her to
Yeah.
push her to her purpose.
Yes.
So, now she's probably understood the meaning of her life. And Naman has
Yeah,
really
right.
played a very big role in
Yeah.
Yeah,
doing,
he said me,
and
no, I
he's
am your
still, I
master
think,
guide. Yeah,
yeah,
he
and he's
said me,
still
I
playing
am
the
your
role.
master guide. Yeah.
Yeah,
Then when he told me this, that I am your master guide and I will guide you. So, now it is he comes like different way.
Mm.
Initially, he was supporting me to overcome from the grief, but now it is another way. Now, a few days ago, he gave me a frequency number. He told me you have to meditate on this number.
Ah.
So,
wonderful.
yeah, now it has been changed. Now he is helping me to grow on this path, spiritual path.
So you can
So,
see that when you change, when you transform,
yeah,
the spirit is now giving you more information. There
yes,
was
ma.
a time when you were not ready for this information,
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
information didn't come to you. And
Yeah,
today, when you've improved your own frequency, now you
yeah.
will understand also the information that's coming towards you. So see how
Yes,
Yes.
ma.
how when we evolve in this physical space, the information coming to you also starts changing.
Yes, ma. He
Big
always gives me
lesson for
beautiful,
everybody. Yeah.
yeah, beautiful information I am getting in automatic writing. How was the scene over there? What are the things over there? And I am writing all these things.
Yeah.
So it is amazing, really. He is really true guide. He's
So
really true
beautiful.
guide. Yeah.
So beautiful. So, Shrija,
Yes.
as she speaks, a thought comes to me that when a child is in the womb of a mother, that's the seed,
Yeah.
like a
Right.
microcosm.
Yeah.
And the
Right.
mother is like a macrocosm. And slowly
Right.
the child begins to grow inside that macrocosm, moves out, and then slowly child grows up. And for the child now, the world becomes bigger than just the mother, and yet it's
Yes.
connected to the mother in a beautiful way.
Yes.
So actually the
Absolutely.
Purnamadah, the whole shloka that we have
Yes. It's
from
it's
all,
completely.
absolutely, perfect
Yeah,
is
ma'am.
perfect. The child
You,
is
yeah, ma'am. It
perfect
is
and the
perfect.
mother is perfect. And the macro is perfect and the micro is perfect. They say as
Yes.
above as below, as within as without. So we are just so purna, and so is the person who's left. Don't look at the 16 years that he lived here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he is purna in himself, and that's
Yeah.
Yes.
how he's able to connect you and now make you realize that you too are purna.
Yeah.
So
You
it's
are a man. You truly very well said. I was also sometimes think about this. I carried him for 9 months in my womb, but now he is in my every breath. So
he,
it is so
he's carrying
beautiful.
you. He's carrying you.
Yeah. Now he
You're
is
carrying
carrying
Understand.
me.
Krishna, he's
Yeah.
carrying
He
you.
is carrying me.
Yeah,
Yes.
and this is a cycle. It's going to continue. Lifetime after lifetime, we carry each other, and uh,
Yeah.
and we don't even feel that. There's no weight. It's all
Yes.
weightless. It's all bright and light that we feel in these kind of relationships. So, Akash, beautiful. And now you are a past life therapist. How
Yes,
did
Yes.
ma'am. Now I.
Okay, so you have to tell me, has anybody come to you who's lost their son or daughter and they want answers and they
Ma,
come to you?
yes, ma'am. My first case. My
Okay.
first client. The lady, she came to me when I came back after training. She came to me. She said me, ki, I have lost my sister, younger sister. They are both sisters only. So she was in so much traumatic condition when I saw her. It was 1 month ago. She said me it was 1 month ago. She lost her sister. She was crying in front of me, and I am sitting and looking at her. See, now I am seeing my position. I'm sitting in front of her and seeing how she is. So I consoled her. I told her this is not the right time. We will do after. As the cycle started again, as Ma told me, I am telling her
Yes.
we have to wait for 6 months. So she said it's okay. So, but at that time, Ma, I called her every month for 2 days. After 15 months, 15 days for 2 days, and I started healing her.
Yes.
uh, Choti therapies. I started healing her so that she should stay in peace. So it worked.
Wonderful. I
It
think it's
really worked. It really worked. She came in that state that she's ready for the past life session.
Yes.
And when we did the sessions, yeah, when we did the sessions, she got the replies, and she got so clearly everything, every answer, and she was also amazing. And now many times she came to meet me, many times, ma, and she
Yeah.
always regards me a lot. She always sends me messages uh, that you turned my life. Now she also has small kids, and yeah, and this was actually this was my first case. See how I took my first case, and who lost their uh, loved
Loved
ones.
one.
So this was, yeah. So
this is
after
like
that
a
is,
cycle
yeah,
now. It's a
Yeah.
cycle
yes,
from you to, so you see what has started, and so many
yes,
souls are going to get relieved only
yeah,
through you. So you turned grief into medicine. You turned
yes,
a loss into something which is so meaningful. So this
yes,
is another way of living life. You can
yeah,
live, downtrodden, hurt, depressed all your life, or you can take it and turn into something. So
yes,
I think this is an example, ma'am.
Amazing. Yeah.
What would you say?
It's so
yeah,
beautiful
Yeah.
what Akash is saying, Shrija, that she
Yes.
came back from the training and her
Yes.
first client is somebody who suffered a loss of a
yeah,
sister.
Similar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and why did that happen? Why did that happen? The consciousness, there is some amount of distortion still
yeah.
that is there.
Mm.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Mm.
Yes,
so
I
what
healed myself also.
so
Yeah,
what the Lord
Yes.
does is, okay, there's still amount of distortion, you're still not completely accepting it, so
yeah,
let me send
Right.
somebody to you and now
yeah,
see the power that you have. of helping the
Yeah.
person. And
Yes.
that's the time that she recognized that power, because the opposite person was crying, but Akash had to take a
Yeah.
position of
Yes.
a healer or a therapist,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
she did it.
Yeah.
That automatically gave her the power. How the ways of the Lord are so
Lord.
mystical and magical.
Yeah, I think the residuals, he's just clearing the space for her
Yes,
more and more,
Yes.
and
more
also
and
giving her the message, I would say, to focus on Shaurya, who's also
Yes.
yes,
lost his
yes,
brother. So in
Yes.
a way, you got a very beautiful message that what's present right there in front of you also is yours, and you got to, yeah, so beautiful,
I
Yeah.
think the
so
most
amazing.
important thing, Shrija, is that those who leave us never leave us.
Yes,
He
ma.
never.
I
That's
I
truly believe
agree.
that. Yeah.
important for us.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yes.
So, Akash, what can I say except a big hug and lots
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, ma'am. I wish I was there with you and I can hug you. Really. Really.
Hugs, hugs, hugs for you.
big hugs to you,
And a
really.
lot of love, because
Yeah.
we have seen you completely, metamorphosing into this beautiful butterfly that you've now become. And I think you
Absolutely.
yourself, your life is a living message, Akash. I'm sure your husband and your family are well now, and they are with you. They're lit up as you,
Yes.
and
Yes.
uh, and Naman is constantly a guiding force in your life, and it's really beautiful to know how the family has united, in a different way with different frequencies and communicating now. It's beautiful.
All, yeah, all happened because of Ma. Ma has turned me. Ma has transformed me actually.
I'm so
Thank you, Ma. Thank you
So,
so much.
so, darling, keep a smile on,
yes.
okay, and spread this laughter to everybody, whoever comes in touch with you. I love you.
Yes.
Okay.
Love you, love you,
Love you, Ma.
and
Thank
God
you,
bless.
Shrija.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Uh,
Shrija.
all I can say is today was a day for each one of us to think back, look into our lives, and see all the patterns that are emerging, everything that we have lost, as Ma said so beautifully. Anything that leaves you actually doesn't leave you. It is filling you with a lot of purpose, a lot of meaning, and the gap has to be filled in with light, and light of Lord, of course. And God is guiding you. He is there with you. And all you need to do is tap into it, tap into the force, do the real thing that is needed. Get up and help yourself. That's the only way to accept what is given to you. Because it's given to you for looking into the meaning of it. There is definitely a bigger purpose waiting for you to discover. And past life therapy and many other therapies are there for you to tap into, but help yourself, get up. And the last cry of help is the one when you need to pick that phone, like Akash did, like Dr. Tripti Jain was there for her. As a therapist, also, I would say, be there. Do not, because you have a busy schedule, do not shun off people. Dr. Tripti Jain, I would really like to bring to everybody's notice that no matter how busy you are, you find time to reply to the emails, to the
Yeah.
messages, to everything, and you're always there. I don't know how you
Yeah.
manage it, but you're
Yes.
always there.
Yes.
And,
True.
I
and,
think the
and that's
grace of the
so,
Lord.
so awesome. It's so awesome, because
Yeah.
people who act pricey as therapists, I really feel sad for them because they cut off themselves from this beautiful work that they're doing, and so you've changed Akash, you've changed our lives so much. Thank you so much. And
Thank you
Purnamadah
so
will
much.
be back, yeah, with many people, many stories like Akash's, and will keep inspiring you. And thank you, Dr. Jain, for Purnamadah and for the entire thing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Shrija and
Thank
Akash.
you.
God bless.
Thank you, Ma.
Thank you.